shall this speech be spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology? The dangers out of such prolixity will have no Cupid hoodwinked with the scarf, bearing a Tartar's painted bow of laugh, scaring the ladies like a crow-keeper. Nor no without a book prologue, faintly spoke after the prompter, for our entrance, but let them measure us what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone. Give me a torch, I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead. So stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
I am too impierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers. And so bound I cannot bound, a pitch above dull low. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, should you burden love, too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like a thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down. Give me a case to put my visage in. A visor for a visor. What care I, what curious eye doth quote deformities? Here are the beetle brows that shall blush for me.
Come, knock it at her, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs. A torch for me, let wanton's light of heart tickle the senseless rushes with their heels, for I am proverbed with a grand sire phrase. I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Done? Done's the mouse, the constable's own word. If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire of this reverence, love. Where thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain, like lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that, ere once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mask, but 'tis not wit to go.
Why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
As did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed asleep while they do dream things so sweet.
Oh, and I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers. Her traces of the smallest spider web, her collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her wagoner is a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind the fairy's coachmakers. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. On courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry mad with blisters plagues because their breath with sweetmeats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometimes comes she with a tied pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep. And then dream he of another benefice. Sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dream he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and thus being frighted, swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is that very mab that plats the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf locks in foul, sluttish hairs. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them, and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she! This is she!
Peace, Mercutio. Thou talk'st of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of the idle brain, the god of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as the air, and more inconstant as the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and, being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his side to the dew-dropping south.
This when you talk us spoils us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late. I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence, yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he who hath the steerage of my course direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen. Strike drum! Good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the couples are abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now, these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Thou art like one of these fellows that, when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me his sword and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup, draws him on the drawer, when indeed there is no need.
Am I like such a fellow?
Come, come, thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what too?
Nay, and there were two such, we should have none shortly, for one would kill the other, thou. Thou, why thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast in yours. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is as full of meat, and thy head hath been beaten as addle as any egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for coughing on the steel, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter, with another for tying his new shoes with an old riband? And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should buy the simple fee of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple? Oh, simple.
By my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Gentlemen, good den. A word from one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, that thou will give me occasion.
Could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort? What? Dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us, look to hear nothing but discord. Here's my fiddlestick that shall make thee dance. Zounds, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Man's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, I.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wears your livery. Marry, go before the field. He'll be your follower. Your worship, in that sense, may call him man.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest, I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason for my love, and so, good Capulet, which I tender dearly as my own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alice Staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What would thou have with me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. That I mean to make bold withal, and, as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck his sword out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears, it be out. I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thou thy spear down.
Come, sir, you're passado.
Drop and Rolio, put
Beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbid this banding in Verona streets. Hold Tybalt. Good Mercutio.
I am hurt. A plague of both your houses. I am sped. Is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
I, a scratch. Mary, 'tis enough. Where's my page? Villain, fetch a surgeon.
Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much.
'Tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and thou wilt find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague of both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat to scratch a man to death. And the devil came in between us. I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague of both your houses! They have made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses!
This gentleman, this prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my cousin. O sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor steel.
Oh, Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. That gallant spirit has inspired the clouds, which untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on mo days doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.